Welcome to our channel. Today we're going to be talking about our trying to conceive journey as a women-loving woman couple.
So make sure to subscribe and ask any questions that you might have in the comments. By the way, I'm Key.
And I'm Alba.
Alba and Key. I guess we'll just jump right into the story.
The first thing that we did before we started anything is I made an appointment at the OB, and I basically just went to check my health and make sure that nothing was wrong with me. I didn't really do anything in specific besides physical, and they asked me a few questions, and they basically said that there was no concerns because of my age, and I have never had fertility issues. So they basically said it's fine to go ahead and start trying.
I was looking on a few different donor bank websites and trying to find the perfect match for us. Side note, it's really expensive.
It is super expensive, especially with it once you add the shipping and everything. There was one night where I couldn't go to sleep, so I went down this rabbit hole and I found this couple that had a baby and was able to successfully get pregnant finding a donor on Facebook. So I decided to get on a bunch of Facebook groups and thought about, maybe this is something we could do. And then I think I brought it up to you the next day, right?
It sounded sketchy, I'm not gonna lie.
It sounded sketchy because, Facebook really. But there's a lot of groups out there that have people that are willing to donate.
I'm not gonna lie, there were a few weirdos, oddballs, outcasts on those pages. But luckily for us, we found somebody right away that fit our criteria and that wasn't weird.
After we decided who we wanted to be as our donor, we got in touch with him and we ended up eventually doing a video call to make sure that we were both a good fit for each other.
So once we found him and everything was good and we wanted to move forward, he obviously showed us his family background, his medical records, all of his health records and everything like that. Which is really nice to be able to have.
Before we did anything, I went to the hospital and did some genetic testing done just to make sure I didn't have any genetic issues, because there's some issues that are more common than others and we just wanted to play it safe.
Months prior to this whole experience, we checked her ovulation to a T. We knew exactly when she would ovulate, her fertility windows, all that. We had it down perfect so that once we got to the step of insemination, we knew exactly when to do it and the perfect time to do it. So I would recommend any couple that is going to be doing this, track your ovulation for at least 5 to 6 months before inseminating.
And you don't have to do it for that long, but the faster you start doing it, the faster you start understanding your body and your cycle. I got to the point where I understood exactly when the egg was released, because I would feel a slight cramp on one side, just very in tune with my body, because that's going to play a big role, especially if you're purchasing from a bank and you're spending thousands of dollars on a vial. You're going to want to do it during the right time.
Also, shout out to the Pre-Mom app. That really helped us track her ovulation and keep everything on a record so that we could look back at it.
That's actually what we were using to track my ovulation on Amazon. They have a pre-mom pack that you can buy, and it comes with a bunch of pregnancy tests and it comes with a bunch of ovulation tests. So I would just buy that, and then eventually when we would test for if we were pregnant or not, then we would just use a little pregnancy test that it would come with, so that we didn't really spend any additional crazy amount of money on the fancy pregnancy test or anything like that. We would just use the little strips that same box came with.
We had to plan accordingly with our donor based off of her ovulation cycle and set up time to be able to receive the donation. When the time came, our donor basically delivered us a donation in a insemination syringe inside of a bag, so everything was clean and ready to go. He already had all the supplies, which was nice. So we basically went and inseminated.
And during that first time that we did it twice, right?
Yes.
So we did one on one day, and then the next day we did it that following morning. Obviously, we weren't successful with that one. It was negative for pregnancy. And then the second time we traveled to him and we only inseminated one time, and that was also unsuccessful. And then the third time.
The third time's. Wait, what the fuck was I trying to say?
Third time's a charm?
Oh, third time's a charm because it worked the third time. Also, same process. We tracked the ovulation. The third time we inseminated twice, and it took.
So the day that I got my peak reading, it was in the morning, or I think it was like 1 p.m. and I got like a very dark line saying that I'm ovulating. So that day we drove to him, and then within those few hours we did the first vial. We inseminated the first vial, and then that following morning right away, when I woke up, I took another ovulation strip and it was still showing very dark, so I was still peaking, which was good. Then we did another one and that was it. And then we tested at 10 DPO and we got a negative, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there was a very faint line that she saw, and I thought she was crazy.
Yeah, well, actually, leading up to this, so after our third insemination, we had got home. It was, maybe like 3 or 4 days after. I noticed she was napping a lot, and I was like, why is she like so tired? Why is she napping? And like everybody's experience is different, but like it seemed out of your norm. So I was like, maybe she's pregnant. So this was so soon too after, but I was just paying attention to her body. But yeah, 10 DPO, it was negative, but I swear I thought I saw like a faint line, but I was like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I didn't see anything. So the next day I was like, test again. And she's like, no, I'm probably not. She tests, there's a line. I cried.
Yeah, I was like half asleep and I hadn't processed life and waking up yet, so I was kind of like, didn't know what to think. But yeah, we tested positive on 11 DPO. There was a very clear line. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
And now we are, what are we, like 7 months pregnant?
I'll be 7 months pregnant in like 3-4 days.
Yeah, we basically have 12 and a half weeks to go into our baby girl's here, so just like that.
We kind of just went over the whole process really quick, but I know there's like a lot that goes into it, random questions. So if you guys have any questions that you want to ask us, we'll be more than happy to answer them. Yeah. Just type it in the comments, let us know.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. I know this video is probably all over the place. This is not like normal for us. We don't just sit down and make videos like this, but we want to because we know people want to know about us and our story because we're two women of different races having a baby together. Like, people are curious. So
well, another reason why I wanted to make this video is because I don't want to gatekeep, because when we started looking for a donor and I started going down this rabbit hole that I had mentioned, it was from a different couple that I was watching, and thankfully, due to their video, it kind of led us towards this path that we were successful in. Mm-hmm. So I feel like if there's women out there that are maybe don't have like the financial means to spend thousands of dollars
at a bank,
we want to let people know that there's other options out there too. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars to try to have a family. Mm-hmm. Our donor, he does not charge for his donation. So the first cycle that we did, he traveled to us. We did have to pay for his expenses, which is fair, but he did not charge us for the actual donation. So everything all together with us trying to have a baby was pretty cheap compared to what
travel expenses on his end and our end. That was it.
Yeah, so it was pretty cheap compared to what other people spend. We didn't spend thousands of dollars, so that's why we're making this video, because we want other women to see that there's ways out there to start a family without breaking the bank, you know?
All right, so this is how we're going to end this video. Again, you guys, if you have any questions at all, ask them in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe because we're going to be making future videos. Bye.
Bye.